Momentum News. Today we will be discussing the Jim Crow laws, race riots, your local news, and sports. First, we are flashing back to race riots. There are two large occurrences. These race riots, both happening in the South, were brutal battles between the white Southerners, the African American Southerners. I take you now to Memphis, Tennessee, 1866, where a race riot has just ended after 3 days of violence. Our reporter, Mayu will give us more on the story with one of the witnesses, Wilma Jean.
Hi, this is Mayu. Now I'm going to interview one of the witnesses of the race riots. What year do you think was the worst year concerning race riots?
I would have to say that the worst year for race riots was 1866. There was many riots, including two main ones, which were in Memphis, Tennessee, and in Kansas.
Okay, so now can you tell me a little bit about the riots that was in Memphis?
Yes, I can, Mayu. What happened was there was two carriages traveling on the roads, and they both hit each other, and one of them was driven by an African-American driver, and the other one was driven by a white driver. Well, the African-American driver was arrested by Irish policemen, and the white driver wasn't, and so this caused lots of uprising and protesting by African-Americans.
Okay, so did it stay kind of small, or did the fight expand?
I'd say it expanded because after everyone heard about this, a group of African Americans joined together and they protested, which caused a white group to join together, which started the battling that led to 3 days worth of violence.
Okay. Where did people go for safety?
For safety, there was a fort set up outside of the city where people could go for a while and get food and shelter just to kind of rest for a little bit, but no one could rest for too long because it wasn't safe.
Okay. Even though it wasn't very long, there was lots of bloodshed.
Yes, there was lots of bloodshed. 46 African Americans were killed, along with 2 white men, and 75 other people were killed, most of those who weren't involved in the fighting.
Thank you very much, Jim. Now back to the Nicole for the weather.
Hi, I'm Nicole, as we experience the weather on my back porch. Today we experienced a high of 53.8 degrees. It is rather chilly now as the weather is lowering down with a slight breeze amongst us. As we wake up tomorrow morning, we will wake up to a breeze, but the weather should be sunny and warm at a high of 62 degrees tomorrow morning, and it should remain in the 60s for the rest of the week. And now back to Danielle.
And now we will be going to Jordan Ron in Atlanta, Georgia, where she is interviewing Homer Classy on the Jim Crow laws. The Jim Crow laws are a series of laws for African Americans to enforce segregation between the whites and the blacks. And now, here's Jordan.
Hello, I'm Jordan Ron, a reporter for Momentum News, and today I'm going to be speaking with Homer Classy, one of the great contributors to the Jim Crow laws. Hi, Homer, how are you?
Good, ma'am. Oh, you're so sweet, darling.
Oh, thanks. So, my first question of the day is, what do you think was the first required law for the Jim Crow laws?
Well, I can tell you that one real easy. See, it was passed in Tennessee in 1881, and the first of these laws was that they required separate railway cars for African American folks like myself.
I see. So, Homer, your case was a big part of the Jim Crow laws.
Why, yes it was, darling. Okay, see, here's how it started. Back in the day, there were 3 types of people. There were whites, and there were blacks, and there are these things called colored people. Coloreds, easy way to put it, is they're mixed. See, coloreds used to be considered whites, so they're allowed just to ride up with the whites, and they're completely fine with that. And so, now we get it, and coloreds are the same as black folks. Well, one day I decided that I wasn't going to sit for that. I was going to test my luck and be a colored person and sit with the whites. Because me, I'm only an 8th black, yo. And so, I'm that for all you folks. That means I'm 7th, 8th white. So I wanted to sit there up with the crowd and sit in the first class seats. Well, the railway guy wouldn't let me. So he took me, and I took
us what the most important laws require?
The most important laws require that public school and public places and public transportation have to be separate. See, they have this law called separate but equal. Laws were not separate but equal. They were separate for sure, but equal? Hooey. See, we're lucky if the buildings and the toilets and the restaurants were clean for us black folks. Those all had to be separate too. But see, heck, we used to have sit at dirty tables as colored folks.
So Jim Crow laws, how did they get their name?
Funny story, funny story. Back in the day, we used to sing those songs. Jim Crow laws were actually named after Jump Jim, and it's a song and dance character of African Americans. I brought a picture for you today. You can take it home with you.
Thanks.
See, it's part of the Jim Crow laws.
I see. And what did the civil rights of the court rule?
The court ruled that the 14th Amendment prohibit only state government, not individuals or businesses from discriminating against myself. That's totally barbaric. I mean, if it's a law for everyone, not just state government.
Well, it's great to hear your opinion, Homer, and thank you so much for being with us today. And now, back to the
It was nice to meet you. It was nice to meet you. Mwah.
Oh, that Homer, isn't he just something else? And now it's Mayu for sports.
In sports, this weekend, Kansas surprisingly dominated over North Carolina and Memphis beat UCLA. The championship this year was Kansas.
This just in. Nicole, Mayu, Jordan, and Danielle are all awaiting an A for their US 1 project? We love US 1! And that concludes our program for tonight with Momentum News.